Hi, look what I've been given to play with over the weekend. I'm very excited to try this out. It's the new Sizzix Big Shot Switch. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Um, anyways, I have not yet even taken it out of the box, so I thought I'd take you along and together we'll discover what's in it, what it's all about, and how it works. So it's an electric shape cutting and embossing starter kit, it says. So in it, it comes with the plates. It's got the two cutting plates, and it looks like it's got, plate A, just like the regular one. The adapter for plate A, which says it's for framelets, thinlets, and intricate dies. It also comes that you can buy separately a chrome precision base plate for intricate thinlets. And then it's got this other base plate for embossing and the platform. So, and it looks like here there's a sold separately an emboss and transfer set. And it's got a QR code where you can scan for tips on using your machine. And that's the plates. Comes with an instruction book. We'll have to take a look at that, I guess, before we fire it up too far. See, I doubt it'll be too complicated. It also comes in the starter pack. It comes with an embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder, a heart one. It looks very lovely. I'm looking forward to testing that out and seeing how it does. Different mediums. It comes with some dies. They are just in bare packaging, so they don't have anything else but some florals and leaves. That's lovely. Little butterflies. That's cute. Another kind of book plate. Oh, and shapes. Okay, so those are the different dies that come in the box included with it. You have your power supply here, your cable to connect it to, and then we'll have the machine itself here. Let's see how hard it is to get out. Let's see over there. It's all wrapped up and protected. As you can see, let's see. It's not light. I will say that. It's not a light machine. Okay. Let's see. And somewhere, there's the wrapping. Yes, I would say it's a machine that you probably want to have somewhere to work and leave it there, because it is, like I said, it's got some weight to it. I don't know what its exact pounds are. I'll see if it says it on the box in a moment, but it is, it has some weight. It's heavier than, well, I have a Big Shot, and it's definitely heavier than the Big Shot by quite a bit. But so there we go. It comes with the foam, and now it has clear plastic wrap over top of all of that. So I will pause and take that off and be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. I've got all the plastic taken off now. And you can see, here's the side view. It's got little grooves in here where you can put your hands in to hold it. So it actually does make it a little bit easier if you do have to move it. The front opens and it has a little tray here where you can put your, like your brush or your die pick or any tools that you might use with your die cutting machine. The plug plugs in at the back. So I am going to go grab some mediums, and then maybe we'll check it out. I'm back and I've pulled a few things for my session trying out this new Sizzix machine. I have some glitter cardstock that I thought I would use from this Sizzix opulent cardstock pack. I thought I would use the glitter because sometimes I find with some of the dies the glitter can be a little trickier. It's a little stiffer, a little heavier. Anyways, I've had a few dies sometimes that haven't always worked the cleanest on this one, so I thought I would see how this machine handles it. I also have some chipboard and some fun foam, cardstocks of various kind of textures and companies, some Bristol paper, some Canson watercolor, 140-pound cold pressed paper, some Yupo, and some of the Vicky Bolton's mixed media papers. I thought this was kind of a good assortment of papers to try. I have also pulled, in addition to the embossing folder and the 2 dies that come with the machine, I thought I would try an impresslits, see how it handles that. I have my paper chicks that I thought I would cut, as well as one from Poppy and from Hero Arts, cover plate and another frame die. See how it handles those kind of dies. I have a texture fade and some 3D texture fades. And then for other companies, I thought I would also try Tailored Expression embossing folder, see how it does with that. And I have a Biggs die because this machine is one of, I think it is the only electric machine that will handle Biggs dies, which is great if you want to cut things, fabric, chipboard, cork, canvas, thin metal, in addition to all the, cardstocks and paper mediums, basically. So anyways, I'm sure I'm probably missing some other things that I can't think of off the top of my head that Biggs also cut. So if you have these steel cut dies, anyways, this machine is capable of handling them. And like I said, one of the only, if or not, I think the only electric machine that actually can. So now that we've got our stuff, let's see how the machine handles it. Okay, I turned the machine there because I thought that might be easier for people to see. You just push this button and you turn it on. You open the tray. There is a sensor bar here that is supposed to automatically start feeding this in once you go. And then it comes out. And as long as this plate does not go past the sensor bar, you can hit this button to reverse it and it will feed it back out to the board again if you need to do another pass. So that is what I read. I have not yet tried it at all, so we will do this together. So I thought I would start with the 3D embossing folder that came with the plate. So I just have some cardstock in here, and you use your platform, and it shows you on here. So for the embossing, I'm using the platform, this, and then I'm using a cutting plate over top of it. Make the sandwich like that. And you just put it in. And once it kind of, so you can see that it's gone through, you can tell it to go backwards if you want. And there it is. And let's see how it did. Lots of dimension. It came over. I did not spray this. I just ran it through. And it came through pretty good. It did fairly well. I can do it again and spray a little bit, just for comparison's sake, and see, they say you don't need to spray it like you do for some of the other ones, but let's just give it a shot and see what happens if I do. I have a mini mister here somewhere, here it is, that I use just to put a couple little spritzes. I'm going to do that off camera because I don't want to do it near the machine. Just there. Couple little spritzes. You don't want to get your paper soaked. You just tiny bit of moisture in there. Put that there. Put that there. Get my sandwich. Feed it in, and there it goes. Like I said, once you see that it's gone past there, you can tell it to go reverse. And it'll give it one more good press. Let it just come out to stop. And there we go. And the one with the water, there's not really that much difference. It might give a slightly better impression, but there they are side by side. And other than the water drops, I think for the most part, you'd be pretty hard pressed to see which one was done with water and which one was done without water. Anyway, so there is a 3D embossing folder. For now, I will play with some more later, and I will show you at the end of the video how those came to be. Now I thought I would move to an impresslit. And I have this impresslit right here. Sorry about that. I have watercolor paper in here because I have a technique I want to do. So I thought I would try this with the watercolor. Again, presslets, same thing. You do the same configuration with a plate in there just on the platform itself. Nothing else is required. And there we go. And there's the impressor. Let's see if I can get it to pop out here. And look at that. It did a great job. This is watercolor paper again. So it's 140-pound cold pressed Canson watercolor paper. So it's not the easiest thing, but you can see all the little veining in the leaves and stuff still came out quite well. So they handled that really well. So that is a 3D impresslit. Okay, now I'm going to try a Bigs die out. I was going to do the cover plate first, but I've changed my mind and decided to do the Bigs. Now the Bigs, you just do between the two cutting plates without any platform or anything in. So I'm just going to take them, I'll move this over a little bit so as to be efficient with my cardstock here. There, you can see, cut those out fabulously. There's that's using the Bigs. So that is a very nice feature of them. If you have a lot of these big, thick dies and you like to cut materials or felts or chipboard or metal, all those different kinds of things that these steel edge dies are good for, you can use this electric machine with it if you so desire. And I'll try chipboard and we'll see how that goes. Okay, and there it cuts with ease, the chipboard ones as well. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to play and do a bit more and I'll come back with the results. Hi, I'm back from playing and I thought I would show you some of the things I've done. So this is a heart that I did with the 3D impresslits, and this is on Yupo paper. And it cut through it very well, left all the impressions. This is just alcohol inked. Yeah, it did a great job of that. Again, it cut through the chipboard and the cardstock with the Bigs dies, which is really one of the biggest advantages I think of this machine. If you have a lot of Bigs dies, this electric machine is, as far as I know, the only electric machine that could actually take Bigs. So that's a plus for this. This is fun foam cutout. I like to do a lot of my sentiments with fun foam backed to help them stick out and add a little dimension to the top of a card. So I tried some fun foam and as you can see, it cut it out really well. This is again the same impresslits folder with the clover part done on watercolored paper, and it did a great job of that. You can take all the veins of the flowers in the clover leaves. You can see all those. These are just some of the flowers that came with it on some inked background that I had, that I tried cutting out on watercolor papers. Worked really well. This is the Gold Tonics paper, and it was a 3D embossing folder, and it worked great. It cut them all. I only did it run through once. You can see a tiny bit here where the white's coming through because it is just a white cardstock with the gold overlaid on it. And you know, sometimes they are a little rough on the on the higher points in the 3D folders, but anyways, I did it one run through instead of reversing it. For this, I did a pretty good job. This I'm not that worried about because I plan on using a Distress crayon. This is the 3D brick folder. This is on regular cardstock, and this is on the Vicky Bolton's mixed media paper. Again, you can see they both did really well. Lots of dimension, lots of texture there. Yeah, they worked really great with that. This is a Tailored Expressions die, the wood grain die. The reason you can see a little bit of white there is just because of the paper. It's a pattern paper from old paper from crepe paper. But yeah, it did really well with the texture there. And this is a texture fade one. And again, really well, lots of details. Again, it's the old crepe paper that I thought, but I'm going to ink this up and sand it a little bit and weather them to make the kind of weathered roughed wood, so I wasn't really too worried about the white showing through. This is the glitter cardstock from Sizzix, and this is the new Hero Arts Magnolia Branch die. It did a great job on it. You can see there's a lot of etching in this die and some little cut out bits that I haven't really played with yet to give the dimension. You can see maybe on the back of the die too all the different things, and it handled them well. It made all the impressions and worked great. So I'm looking forward to playing with that die some more, but the machine cut it like a dream. This is, again, the heart folder that I showed you earlier that came with the set. It did that very well. This is a cover plate from Memory Box, and this one is on Bristol, and you can see all the detail it got and all the little dots and all the stitching and the hearts and the little lines and the flowers and stuff. It got all of that very well. This is on Vicky Bolton mixed media. And again, all the detail is there. This one will pop out. I just left it in because I'm planning on dropping a little bit of watercolor and stuff on the flowers and things. And I kind of like sometimes to have a bit of the paper there when I'm doing that. There's that die. This is the die that came with the machine. It comes in this pack. And again, it's a fairly intricate die with lots of little bits. It cut it out perfectly. This is just on regular smooth Nina cardstock. I also cut a bunch of my paper chicks in both watercolor and cardstock, and it cut all the pieces beautifully. Quick, easy. It was nice. I could actually put quite a few different pieces out on. The one thing about the size is you can actually fill it up fairly well. I also did some brushstroke flowers. This is on the mixed media, and this is on some paper that I had already kind of inked up background papers that I had for another one of the brushstroke flowers. And finally, last but not least, I did the typeset, the 3D embossing folder. Now this is the only one, which is why I saved to show you. I have two here because I did the first one in the top left-hand corner. So kind of on your plate, I had it laid out like this because I actually had the full sheet and I had put the embossing folder right here. Now I noticed right here on this little edge, it doesn't leave as strong of an impression, or it didn't seem to press quite as well as it did when I just shifted this over. I wasn't as happy with right there, so I shifted it over just a little bit, and it leaves a much stronger impression. You can see right there. I tried the same thing because, like I said, I like to do as much as I can each run through. So when I had dies set up over there, and when I had dies there in the top left-hand corner, it didn't seem to change that. They cut that fairly well and they did that. I didn't try super intricate die right in the top corner, but when I had regular dies, you know, or the brush stroke, I used those there, and it had no problem cutting them out, even though the die was there. So I think it might just have been all the detail in that typeset folder, but something to think about and keep in mind when you're doing that. So that's what I played with, and that's what I've discovered about the machine. The machine comes with a 1-year warranty, and it says in the instruction book that you can register online for an additional 2 years with Sizzix. So there's that. Diane has a limited supply in stock right now, and she has them on sale for an introductory price of $359.99. So if you want to hurry on in, get them while they're hot and the introductory price. I do happen to know that these are sold out at Sizzix as well as many places online already. Many stores are out of stock. They had taken pre-orders and they are done. Sizzix has said that they cannot get any more. They will not be getting any more in until at least the end of April, and the earliest that they will be shipping is end of April, beginning of May. So something to keep in mind that Diane, like I said, does have a few in stock. There's an introductory price, $359.99. A great investment if you're looking for a new die cutter or an electric die cutter. This one worked like a dream for me today. Okay, bye.